Welcome to the Kickstart My Franchise podcast. I'm your host, Tim Michaels. Today, I am joined by Steven Gustelis. He is the founder, or I should say co-founder, of a cool emerging brand called Stadium on Wheels. Steven, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem. I'm really happy to be here. I'm brand new at the franchising world, so I'm glad to be on here and highlighting our business.
For sure. So what exactly is Stadium on Wheels? I gave absolutely no context, so maybe you can explain to our listeners what exactly you guys do.
Yeah, so we are a baseball-themed food truck. We sell all the classic ballpark favorites like foot-long hot dogs. We have foot-long nachos, foot-long pretzels, fresh lemonade, and we also have Kettle Jacks, which is our twist on Cracker Jacks. And we're definitely an event-based food truck, so we basically go to the customer rather than the customer, waiting for the customer to come through our door. And yeah, we've been really popular. We have a corporate-owned location here in Indianapolis, and we started off in the Chicagoland area, and we're just, trying to expand and grow.
So I have a question off the bat on, what you just said about starting in the Chicago area, because I did watch a video on your brand and I heard two things that I thought were kind of controversial here in Chicago. One, you said you're from Chicago, and then two, you said you put ketchup on your hot dog. So I just wanted to ask about that because as a lifelong Chicagoan myself, I have constantly been yelled at for putting ketchup on my hot dog. So I just
Yep.
want to hear the thought process here.
So initially, we did sell Chicago-style hot dogs where there was no ketchup in sight. But as we grew, we found that since we're a very kid-friendly brand and we do a lot of kid-friendly events, it was kind of a must to put ketchup on a hot dog. We actually know the people that come up to us and they order one of our stadium dogs, is what we call it, instead of a Chicago style. And we know the true Chicagoans because they tell us to hold the ketchup on it. But yeah, we have ketchup. We have ketchup, mustard, relish, onion, and pickle spear on our stadium dog. The only thing missing from that is just obviously the tomato and the celery salt. So we got rid of those. Actually, another reason why we got rid of that was because on food trucks, tomatoes actually need to be put on ice since it's a cut up fruit. It's not a vegetable. And so we decided to take that off of our menu just so that we can make it a lot easier equipment wise. So we don't have to have a piece of equipment that we would need to, plug in and keep cold and all that stuff. So that's kind of the idea.
Okay. That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense, actually, now that you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like as a kid, I would always I'm sure you're familiar with like Gene and Jude's around here. And
Yes.
I went in there and got yelled at for asking for ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
You
a rite of
definitely get yelled
passage.
at for
Yeah.
sure.
So yeah, I guess as far as the backstory, like what inspired you to start this brand to begin with?
So I'm a huge baseball fan. I always have been. Being at the stadium is my happy place, and just the food there is really a big part of the experience. And I've always been a foodie as well, and just going to different food trucks and experiencing all the food out there, I realized that having ballpark cuisine, it's something that's fast and easy, and it would really work well on a food truck. So I decided to really just give it a shot, and I got a little trailer off of Craigslist. I started selling just strictly hot dogs, 6-inch hot dogs off of it, and I noticed that our average ticket price, it wasn't really where other food truckers were at. So I wanted to, have a higher average ticket cost. So we moved to footlongs, footlong hot dogs and nachos and pretzels, and saw our average ticket price go up. It's been an awesome experience. We've really tinkered with a lot of things as we kind of grew, and I feel like we're at a good spot now to where we can, start franchising the model.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of, hours does this entail? Like, is this I'm guessing it's not a 9 to 5. I'm not gonna. But
Yeah.
what kind of hours are realistic here?
So it's going to be different for everybody. Us, me and my wife, we've run this business ourselves as an owner operator model. We run it usually anywhere from 15 to 20 hours physically on the truck. Obviously, there's more that goes into that as far as, bookings and just updating things on your website, marketing, all that stuff. But we also have, executive models where you can hire a manager to go out and work 40 hours a week. Like I said at the beginning, it's events based. So, you go out to festivals or you can go out to corporate caterings, things like that, and work 3 to 4 hour events. And then you come home and you just clean up and that's the end of it. So it's nice that you don't have to, stay in one spot, stay open for 10, 12 hours a day, hire employees to stay there, whether it's busy or not. So it's a really good concept as far as that goes.
Have you guys done any weddings?
We've done a few. Our concept, that's one of the few event types that we don't really do that well at, just because we're more grubby food. Obviously, weddings are more catering,
Sure.
chicken and fish and things like that. But we have gotten booked for an after party snack on weddings. Yeah, exactly. But we're more focused on like sporting events, obviously, school events, festivals like 4th of July. We work a lot of park district events in
Okay.
communities and little leagues and all that stuff. So yeah.
How would you sort of compare this to like an ice cream truck from the standpoint of like a lot of times with an ice cream truck, I assume you don't even need like a permit. You just kind of like go around, you show up to a baseball field. Like, is that something you can really do with this? Or is it more really geared towards like something where it's like, this is a 2 day festival, I need to be here? Or can you do both?
Yeah, yeah. So you can definitely do both. So a lot of the food truck franchises out there are desserts or snacks. So it's very, like one item. Kona Ice, for instance, they sell shaved ice that you can put syrup on. We're actually going to be one of the first food truck franchises that sell entrees. And obviously hot dogs and nachos and pretzels, it's really quick and easy food to kind of get out. It's not as easy as an ice cream truck, but we have the capability to do corporate caterings and things like that. Whereas a Kona Ice, they're a little limited in what they can do. A lot of corporate locations, they don't want to cater, shaved ice and things like that. So yeah, it's across the spectrum. We can our generator, actually, you can power the generator while you drive. So if you want to, you can work as an ice cream truck where you're driving on the road if you wanted to. We've never done that before, but yeah. So I feel like with Stadium on Wheels, the menu is definitely more expanded, and we can do the same type of events that like an ice cream truck does and things like that as well.
And I can't remember if you already mentioned this, but it did look like you guys have some sort of dessert concept.
Mhm.
It looked like some sort of play on an icy, but I couldn't quite tell what it was. Do you want to
Yeah.
elaborate on that?
Yeah, we make sure we hit every single type of, I guess, cuisine. We have, your entree, which is your foot long. We have your nachos, which is kind of a shareable snack, and pretzel. And then we have our kettle jacks, which you could just walk around munching on those. And then we offer icy floats, which is an icy along with vanilla ice cream swirled in it. And obviously on the hot summer days, that's a really big hit. So yeah,
Sure.
we have a dessert as well. So we kind of have everything for everybody: picky eaters, vegetarians, gluten free, kids, adults. So it's really geared towards everybody.
And it looked like you guys have some sort of entertainment aspect to this that might differentiate you from some other trucks. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we did. So we definitely want to provide a memorable experience. We don't want to just be an ordinary food truck. We want to, show up and people turn and look and see, oh wow, this is an actual really cool, well thought out theme. We have our inflatable stadium. So we have an inflatable that blows up. It's an actual stadium. Kids can hit a ball. The ball hovers over the cone, and they can hit like home runs. It's a home run derby. Kids
Nice.
love it, and actually adults love it equally as much as the kids. We actually get booked out for the stadium at a lot of corporate events as well. And it's a little additional add-on revenue stream for our franchisees. Usually we'll charge $200 just to provide that as well as our food. So it's a really nice perk for sure.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
How do you think about scalability? Because a lot of people I talk to, they want to build an empire, for lack of a better term. Like, is this a concept that's scalable, or is this really geared more towards people who are owner operators?
Mm. So it's really both. Owner operator is definitely the option that we are experienced with, and a lot of people in the food truck industry are owner operators, and you can make a higher net profit if you're an owner operator. However, we have seen, for instance, I'll bring up Kona Ice again, just because we really looked at them to see to kind of uh, or do the same success as them. And what they do is they'll sell territories. We have a Kona Ice owner in Indianapolis that owns all of Indianapolis, and he has anywhere from 5 to 10 Kona Ices, and he has managed those really well. And he's the Kona Ice guy for Indianapolis. We feel like we can have that as well with Stadium on Wheels. So obviously, we want to hit all the big cities. Obviously, the big cities with the pro sports in them, and if you're looking at buying multi territories, then we're open to that as well.
So when we talk about sports, I guess I was thinking more like high school sports or like I don't know, a marathon or something like that. Do you guys
Mhm.
go outside of like pro sports arenas and just sort of set up shop there? Is that also something you guys do?
Yeah, yeah. Little League is really huge for us. Little League, we can sponsor Little Leagues. A lot of them obviously love our concept just because it sells all the sports food. So we'll go out usually during the summer, and that's kind of another reason as to why it's kind of beneficial to have multi-unit territories, because there's so many different Little Leagues in towns across the U.S. that you tend to get double booked quite a bit, especially during the food truck season in the summer months. And yeah, a lot of them will just let us park up there, especially the ones that don't have concession food, obviously. Park up there. You can stay there as long as you want, usually. And then on the other hand, we do get reached out by a lot of pro sports leagues as well. We did a lot of work with MLB spring training. We had a corporate truck out in Arizona as well. So we did a lot of MLB spring training. We do some work with the Indiana Pacers. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways that you can kind of get booked with it in the sports world.
Got it. Got it. Can you talk a little bit about seasonality? Obviously, you're in a cold weather state just
Hmm.
like I am.
Hmm.
I imagine there has to be seasonality, but like what does that look like? Like how do you what would most franchisees do in cold weather states during the other months? Like is this the type of thing where this is a good like tack on business to other businesses that you own,
Hmm.
or like how would you approach this?
Yeah, so obviously weather is a big factor in our industry, and a lot of regions, you're going to have a food truck season. Here, it's usually from May until November is you're going to have that peak season. In Arizona, it was kind of the opposite. During the summer months, it's brutally hot outside, so it's very slow out there. And then their peak season runs usually anywhere from, I would say, September until April or so. So it depends on what region you're at. With us, because we do sell entrees during the down months, we like to focus a lot on corporate catering. We see brands like Jimmy John's, and brands like that, Subways, go out and they can do those corporate catering events to kind of get them through those months. That's similar with us. We'll go out, we'll do some cold calling, or we'll go to just a bunch of random businesses to see if they're interested in that service. So there are ways to kind of get through those down seasons.
Makes sense.
Hmm.
So, I love baseball. I like your concept. I'm interested in doing this. What do I actually need from a financial standpoint to really get one of these things off the ground? And is this something that, I can get an SBA loan for?
Yeah. So yeah, definitely if you're eligible for an SBA loan, we would love to talk to you. The range kind of ranges anywhere from uh, I believe I'd have to check the FDD again, but it ranges anywhere from the low 100,000s up to 200,000. The reason for that range is just because we do allow you to purchase a trailer if you would like. So you can get a Stadium on Wheels trailer, or if you wanted to look at the more higher end, you can get into a brand new truck, and that would obviously be closer to the 200,000 range. And what we have is a flat fee royalty structure. So the first 3 years of business, we just charge $7,000 per year. The year 4 through 6, we up that to 9,000, and then year 7 through 10, we up that to 11,000 per year when you're more established. So because of the flat fee royalty structure, we, obviously, we're not going to penalize you for success. If you do awesome and you hit it out of the park with this concept, you're going to be paying a lot less royalty fees than with other franchises out there.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really interesting differentiating factor. I don't actually know
Mm-hmm.
of too many other brands that are doing a flat fee, so that's a really interesting structure. And I do like what you said as far as like it doesn't penalize you, if you just go towards the moon with your revenue. So that's great. What are the other things that you would say to somebody who would be like interested in a stadium on wheels? Like what are the best parts about it? What are, maybe a few things that are a little challenging?
Yeah, so the reason why we started this was just so that we could have fun and do what we enjoy to do, or enjoy what we do for work. So obviously it's a family friendly brand. We want to go out there, we want to make people's day, we want to be memorable, and we just want to have fun while we're working. So people that are obviously into baseball, they're going to come up and talk baseball with you. Just sports in general, even football, basketball. It's just an overall fun experience. You're making good money and you're in business for yourself. So it's just a great opportunity to kind of combine all those things.
Awesome. Anything that I did not ask about that's important for people to know about your brand or the opportunity?
Yeah.
Want to make any
So
statements about Shohei Ohtani?
yeah, yeah. So obviously, as we grow, we're like I said at the beginning of this, we are new to the franchising world. So pretty much all the territories are open, and as we grow, we do want to hopefully get sponsored by maybe some pro athletes and things like that. So we want to focus a lot on marketing because we're a food truck. We can market as we're just driving down the road to event to event. So a lot of the marketing is in that. In the food truck industry, word of mouth is key. If you can provide a fun experience and be a reputable food truck and responsible, and people love you, you can go to the moon with this thing. So obviously, in bigger communities, you're going to have with sports teams and things like that, you'll have a better opportunity to really grow that brand and foster it. So yeah, just we're really excited to grow and see where this thing goes.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you coming on and looking forward to see you guys grow here in the coming months.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it.